Hello, everyone. I'm Margaret. Many of you already know me. I am the lead organizer of GDG Seattle and Machine Learning GDE. So in 2017, Dr. Andrew Ng said, AI is the new electricity. So AI and machine learning is becoming accessible to everyone. And I think that every engineer and non-engineer should know the basics of AI and machine learning. And running a machine learning study jam is a great way to provide access, a broad reach to everyone to get started with machine learning. So raise your hand if you want to get started with machine learning. Great. And raise your hand if you want to run a study jam or study group. Great. So here are some of the tips. Study jams, for those of you who haven't heard about this terminology, it's like basically a study group run by these GDG organizers. The tips that I shared here, you can use to run a study group at work as well. It can be a single day event, or it can be a multi-day sessions. Some of the tips are generic to running a study group. For example, remind attendees ahead of time, etc. I'm going to go over some of these items specific to machine learning with the focus on the content available. So to study machine learning, there are quite a few prerequisites. You need to know Python libraries, there's some math, as well as statistics. So before your event, it's important to remind your attendees to refresh on these concepts, or you can also go over these concepts briefly during your study jam. Use Google Colab. How many of you have heard about Google Colab? Only a few of you. So it's a Jupyter notebook running on Google's VM in the cloud. It provides free GPU and a TPU. So definitely use this for your study jams. Where to find the machine learning content? You can write your own, you can use existing content, or you can invite an expert to help you out. If you already write machine learning code, or blog post, etc., you can easily convert these into study jam content. However, it could be time-consuming. You can use existing content. Start with TensorFlow.org, and the TensorFlow team has put out great content on deep learning as well as TensorFlow on the TensorFlow.org, on Medium, on YouTube, on Twitter, as well as their annual TensorFlow Dev Summit. During the TensorFlow Dev Summit a few months ago in March, Udacity, Coursera, and MIT all announced that their new deep learning courses developed with the TensorFlow team on TensorFlow 2.0. For example, Udacity course by Paige Bailey, it's Intro to TensorFlow for Deep Learning. It's 2-month intermediate content, and they're adding more this summer. Coursera by deeplearning.ai, Lawrence Moroney from the TensorFlow team collaborated with Dr. Andrew Ng, 1 month, 4 courses, and then MIT has 5 sessions and 9 lectures. All great content with deep learning and TensorFlow 2.0. Machine Learning Crash Course. This is developed by Google. Many of the Google engineers have to go through this machine learning crash course. I believe it was open source last year. And this is actually also what was given to the GDG organizers last year when we were running our study jams. It covers great machine learning fundamentals, nice animated exercises. I really love how they explain learning rate with the animation. The backpropagation diagram is also excellent. It has a complete machine learning glossary. You know, if you want to look up a particular terminology, when you first got started, there's so many new words that you have to learn, and it has a glossary for you to look it up. One watch out is that the TensorFlow code there is a bit outdated. You know, as you know, TensorFlow 2.0 is coming. It is still using the 1.0 code. I highly recommend these 2 books, Deep Learning with Python by Francois Chillet, who's the creator of Keras. And then the second book is written by another machine learning GDE. And research papers, that's another thing when you study machine learning, you have to read research paper. It's also a good idea when you have a study group, read the paper and then discuss it. I include these 3 sites here. And then there's another one I included in my slide, didn't make it here. Recently I worked with Andy Furlich from Google Cloud team. He has this idiomatic programmer handbook with slides and the code as well. An excellent resource you can use to run your study jam. And thank you, everyone. Follow me on Twitter, Medium, and GitHub. And please keep in touch. Let me know if you have any questions when you run study jam or study groups.